Pick up on a Monday, dust on the dash, long week ahead. Scrolling through the noise, man, every voice inside my head. Then I hit that little thumbnail, that worn out logo that I know. Soon as that thing kicks in, I feel the static let go. Hashtag true, say it how you said at the kitchen table. Hashtag true, been put on, it's tough and stable. Laugh a little, cry a little, call it like you see it in the booth. Turn it up loud, let it shake that roof. Hashtag.
All right, man. You do the same thing I was doing. I was getting into that. I love that theme song.
Yeah, I was jamming your theme song, man. I love that.
I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hashtag True. Tonight we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine. His real name is Matthew Collins, but we're going to call him CDAWG Collins because that was his wrestling name. He is kind of semi-retired. I'll let him explain that when we get to that. But, man, I told him before the show, and I'm going to show you guys. We already got comments, y'all. I'm going to show you before we even get to it. Look at this, y'all. For the first time ever on Hashtag Truth, look at this. I'm so ready for this interview. I popped the whole thing of popcorn, man. I am ready for stories because me and this guy have talked. We've been friends now for what? Almost 6-7 months now?
Yeah.
Something like that. Months. But we talk almost every day on Facebook, man, sharing wrestling stories, talking back and forth. And, man, I'm telling you what, this guy has got some stories, and I can't wait to get into them. Robert Brown is in here from Lafayette, Indiana. He said, "What's going on, Scott? I am here with CDAWG Collins, Robert, and I will be asking him your questions. You better believe it." He said, "Scott, you've been having these theme songs. Scott, you've been having the best theme songs, I promise you." Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. We were talking about that yesterday, me and CDAWG for a little while. He said it's like y'all been friends for 4 to 6 years. It feels like that sometimes when we're talking, man. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. Brandon Ledford's in the house. He said, "I just ate supper, Chick-fil-A sandwich, and ate some Why do I gotta know everything you eat, Brandon? I love you, man. Let's ask some questions. Let's get CDAWG stumped, y'all. How y'all doing? All right. Jody Dobbins is in the house saying, "Hey, how you doing, Jody? Welcome to Hashtag Truth." Okay, here we go. It's starting off already. Robert wants to know, CDAWG, and I'll ask you the other questions that I've already got that I usually ask in a minute. But he wants to know, who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Okay. Thank you for your question, Robert. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Growing up, so that's kind of a two-part answer. So my very first favorite wrestler is actually my father, my dad, Matthew Collins Jr.
Nice.
He wrestled for the Army, and I remember there are a few. I don't remember much, but there are a few times where I remember being at some of his meets, and he had told me there were a few times people watched me roll around on the mat and everything like that. So that he is my very first favorite wrestler.
So you're a second generation wrestler, is what you're telling me right there.
Not his type of wrestling, and he has reminded me that me and him are two different types of wrestlers.
Okay.
And because it's where his is, Greco-Roman, college, high school, military wrestling, and
I got you.
Mine is more entertainment.
Mat wrestling versus professional wrestling. There you go.
Right.
We got G Smooth in the house, y'all. Thank you, G
What
Smooth,
is going
for showing
on,
up.
big brother?
We're gonna be talking about you a little bit, G Smooth. I'm glad you showed up. But I had to skip a few folks because I had to show right away that you were in here, man. I appreciate you being here. And thank you for letting me be on your show this morning and speaking my mind on your show, man. I really appreciate that, man. You got a great show. If you guys don't know what that is, go check out on TikTok, hashtag I'm gonna say it. Go check it out, man. Yes, go check it out. Brandon Lefford wants to know, what kind of music do you like to listen to?
I actually enjoy a mixture of music. These last 4 years, I have taken to Spotify, and over the last 4 years, I have probably made over 10 to 13 playlists of music that I enjoy to watch, I enjoy to listen to. And I have two separate playlists that I listen to when I'm in the gym. I have a playlist that I listen to when I'm trying to wind down.
So you're all over the place in music. Now, I know Robert Brown, I know somewhere down here in the comments, he's always got a follow-up question to that. Do you like Tupac?
Oh, of course. Of course. And Robert, I'm gonna say it like this. I would have my black card taken away from me if I had any issues with Tupac, Biggie,
right.
Nas. There are a few others, and it kind of gets a little the water kind of gets muddy, because after you say Tupac, Biggie, and then Nas, everybody has their own like kind of separate, like either 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know,
I got you.
You'll always meet somebody in the black community that has Biggie and Tupac as either their number one or their number two. It's always going to be one of those.
There you go. Melanie is in the house. She said, "Hey y'all, thank you, Melanie, for being on hashtag Truth."
The woman that has dealt with me for over 20 plus years.
So this is wifey.
Yes. So
ooh,
Melanie.
so Melanie, you can get on here as soon as he tells his first little fib. You can. Oh, come on now, you know better.
She could, because we went to high school together. I met her my freshman year of high school.
Nice. So high school sweethearts all the way up to marriage. I love it, man.
High school crush, never actually dated, even though in my mind apparently I have fabricated that we dated for like a month. But when we actually sat down and talked about high school, and I brought that part up, she was like, we never actually dated. I was like, that's not. And then when I actually sat down and thought about it, because I was no longer in that fog of high school nerds and everything like that, I was like, oh crap, I literally made up a whole relationship in my head. I knew we were friends after.
Hey, that's when you know it's good, man. That's when you know it's good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, G Smooth said that he had to come in and support his brothers. Thank you for joining in today, brother. Loved having you in there. I appreciate it, G Smooth, man. Like I said, go check out hashtag I'm gonna say it. You got to go check it out. He's on TikTok. He's all over the place, man. But if you go on TikTok, you'll see all the other places you can see him. And if you watch his show, he'll let you know. Trust me. He is great. He had a ton of people watching and talking today, man. I was jealous. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, since because I have been checking out hashtag I'm gonna say it since he first started, and he has literally grown it into something awesome. And the stuff he covers, I'm like, keep going.
There you go, man. Now I can say this. I can say this with a smile on my face. Me, and you and G Smooth have different views or point of views when it comes to politics. But as long as we don't talk politics, we're really good friends.
Shout out to my military brother. We used to call him, and he's gonna hate me for doing this.
Okay.
We used to call him Chewy. I was told we called him Chewy for a little bit, but Jeremy here, who is actually on his own journey of wrestling. Also,
Very
he's
good.
been. I think, Jeremy, let me know how long you've been doing it. I know he's been doing it for a couple of months now. He's
Okay.
been training, and he's in North Carolina, I think.
When he starts wrestling, when he starts wrestling full time, man, tell him hit me up. We'll put him on hashtag real quick.
he has, I think he's had like 2 or 3 matches so far.
There you go.
I think
Well,
he's had 2 or 3
tell him hit me
matches
up.
so far.
We'll put him on here, man. I love talking to people who are in there. We got Linda Wages in the house. She said good evening, and I'm going to get to a bunch of questions. I'm going to get through these comments real quick, and then I'm going to go into a bunch of questions because I don't prepare questions, but I've got a ton of them in my mind that I want to ask, and we discussed about. So Jamie said hello. That's the better half. Jamie said that's the better half. Talking about your wife.
Yeah, he is.
T
He
Spoon
really is.
said, hey, sis. Melanie said, you know it. See, she got you. She said, you know it. Emphasis on better.
Yeah.
Everybody saying hi to everybody. Man, we got a lot of people in here today. Thank you guys for showing up, man. I appreciate everybody. I'm going to see if we got any more questions. Brandon, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put this question up, but Matthew is in Georgia. So he knows about HWA through me, but I can tell you the answer. He said, CDAWG, have you been to a HWA show yet? If not, come on out. Scott is the fan club president, and I'm considered the vice president. He always has an invitation. He knows that.
Definitely. When in actuality, I have always wanted to wrestle in either my home state or my sister state of North and South Carolina, because I'm originally from Charlotte, and I have family. In Charlotte, Cornelius. I actually have some family in St. Louis too, and Atlanta. So I got family scattered in a whole bunch of different places.
There we go. Jody Dobbins is going to – all right, we're going to start the questions, and Jody Dobbins is going to ask the first one. This is the one I was going to ask to begin with. What year did you start professional wrestling? When did you start this crazy thing called professional wrestling, man?
So that's again another 2-part answer, and thank you, Jody, for your question. I initially had started training about 2006, 2007. I was training with Jerry Oaks, and when I couldn't continue with training because I had to take care of family and stuff like that, I had started back again. I want to say about 2009. I started 2009, and my first match wasn't until 2011.
Okay. So we got a picture of that first match. I told you the pictures weren't going to come out the way we wanted them in a row like that. See, there you go. I told you. Here we go. Let me find it real quick. It's here. Right. There you go. There's you in your first match. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here.
All right. So this is my very first match. I was both honored and blessed. That is J-Rod, Johnny Rodriguez. When I had told, he is actually one of the guys I started training with in the Jerry Oaks school. And even when I couldn't follow through with the rest of the training, I still kept in touch with him. Whenever I was able to catch some of his matches in Columbus, I went to him. And when I had told him that I was actually having my first match, initially I thought he was going to be there. And then I want to say like a couple of weeks before the actual show, he hit me. I can't remember if it was him that hit me up or the promoter. No, he hit me up first, and then the promoter told me that, hey, your first opponent is gonna be me. And I was like, wait, what?
Student versus teacher, man. Come on, get with the program, CDAWG.
Literally. And so the build up and he already knew when we got to the building and everything like that, we had talked, and I was literally a bundle of freaking nerves.
Right.
So he went out first, and we had before he had went out, we had talked about what we were going to go over, everything like that, and actually the guy that ended up being my manager, me and G Smooth's manager, I actually feuded with him a few times in SPW, and that was the beginning of it. So
Okay.
when he went out first,
Now, what area? I don't mean to interrupt you, but what area were you wrestling in? What state? What area were you wrestling
it was
in?
in Georgia. It was in Georgia, Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
So I did my best to try to invite people that knew me to come out. I was like, hey, you don't even have to go anywhere. It's going to be at this building and everything like that. Not a lot of people
You
came.
did what you were supposed to do, man.
Yeah, I mean that's literally one of the main top 10 rules when you get into this business. You promote yourself and you promote your promotion. So when he went out, the crowd, popped and everything like that. When it came time for me, again, bundle of nerves. I'm sitting here going through my head, and
How close did you come from throwing up?
there was a lot. There's a lot of times. There's a lot of times, especially even when the music hit, and I had picked "Lose Yourself," Eminem song from my first one. That was my debut entrance.
Okay.
And like I said, bundle of nerves. I'm sitting trying to figure out. I'm like, because one of the things J Rod had told me, he was like, you got to get the crowd, because I was starting as a baby face. He was like, you got to get the crowd to remember you.
Right.
And that was like one of the biggest things I was repeating over and over in my head. You got to get them to remember you. You got to get them to notice you.
Right.
So, 30 something year old CDAWG Collins debut match. I have horrible knees. I have a right ankle that I have literally jacked up most of my childhood. And when the bridge part hit on the song, I took a few steps back, ran, jumped through the curtain, over the stage, landed on the floor, popped my head back up, and said, "What's up, Columbus?" And it was, it was all from there. It was everything else from there. And so now the bad part about that match.
Okay. And then we got a ton more questions. So go ahead.
All right, cool. And it was nothing on J Rod's part. Like I said, bundle of nerves. Still nervous. I'm real stiff, and he was telling me, "Hey, loosen up," everything like that. And when we were going over our match, he had told me, "Hey, when you throw me in the corner and you run at me, I'm going to put my foot up, and I'm kind of stiff with it, so be careful." I completely forgot about that. So, I threw him into the corner. I'm over in the opposite corner. I literally break out of that corner full speed. And when his foot went up and out, it connected with my face. The back of my head hit the mat. All I heard was a long ring after that.
Wow.
So
so he pretty much concussed you. He concussed you right there with a kick.
I concussed myself. I concussed myself because I forgot that he was going to do that.
There you go.
So fast forward, because as I said, after that happened, and apparently everybody that saw it on the outside literally had that moment, when someone does something and and it has that reaction of where, oh crap, is he okay? Apparently everybody had that reaction.
Right.
So apparently, and like I said, when I started training and everything again, it was in 2009. My first match wasn't until 2011.
Right.
So I took two. So technically, I had been training for almost 5 years.
Wow. Okay.
So when I was concussed, I don't remember anything after that. But apparently, because of all the training and everything like that, I was on autopilot.
Right.
So apparently,
that's what happens when you've been trained well.
Yeah, and
your body
that's
just
why
goes on autopilot.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times when I try to tell younger rookies and greenhorns, I was like, look, take as much time as you need in training before you have your first match, because you just never know what might happen in that first match to where
it only takes one bad move to end your career. Yeah. One bad move. That's it.
So after the match, I lost. J-Rod did the pin. I got help to the back. I remember being helped up the stairs. I went through the curtain, and when I made it back to the locker room, everybody was patting me on the shoulder, blah blah blah. I remember that part, but when I got to the actual locker room before I actually talked to J-Rod, I had talked to Melanie. Had came up and talked to me,
right?
And when I saw her, my brain clicked back on, and she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "What are you talking about? I haven't even had my match yet."
Oh my goodness, it was so bad you didn't even remember the match at all. Wow.
No, I didn't. And when J-Rod found out, because when he came and talked to me, he was like, "Hey, did you forget about the kick?" And then before I said anything, Melanie had told him, "Hey, he doesn't remember anything after the kick." And I remember his face when he looked at her. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I looked at him. I was like, "So we had our match?"
Oh my goodness, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and he was like, "Brother, we will talk again about this."
I told you I was going to need this popcorn. That's a story right there, brother. I'm going to be munching on this, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We got some questions though. Robert wants to know how the food. What was the food like out in old Charlotte?
Oh man. Okay, so
best barbecue in the world. That's part of your answer.
That is true. So my favorite. Anytime I go home, anytime I go home, a lot of the times someone is cooking. Whenever I go home, either someone's cooking later that day, or we go out for breakfast. And one of the places that we go to now, it's oh man, I don't remember the name, but it's across from what used to be like this huge shopping center. It's some restaurant or whatever that's across from a huge shopping center. I don't remember the name of it. But they had an amazing breakfast. The last time I went home, because I hadn't been home in over 10 years.
Right.
We my grandmother and my two aunts told Mel to hey, meet us at his grandmother's, and then we'll all follow. Y'all can follow us to where we're gonna have breakfast.
Right. I've only been to Charlotte a couple of times, and one time I convinced my wife. I said, I told Connie, I said, "Connie, I've been seeing these commercials. I'm a big sports fanatic. I watch all the sports, and I saw these commercials for this soul food place in Charlotte. And I said, Connie, if you ain't never had soul food, you ain't never lived. I said, we got to go to this place. I know exactly what I'm going to order. And she's like, oh, and my wife is 100% total Yankee. She is from Wisconsin, born and raised. First time she came down here is when we moved down here. First time she'd ever been out of Wisconsin. So I took her in there and I ordered a catfish plate and all the. I mean, I had like 3 different meals sitting there in front of me. I ordered a bunch of stuff. It was like $60 worth of stuff. No lie.
Oh, that's good.
My wife ordered chicken. That's all she would order. She's like, I don't think I'll like any of this. I said, well, you can take bites off of mine. But anyway, they have some of the greatest soul food restaurants in Charlotte you will ever see. And this was a mom and pop. I can't remember the name of it because of my mind. You guys know I take a lot of medicine, but I'll have to look it up and put it out there. I'm telling you, it was worth every penny. I even left the biggest tip I've ever left in my life to the woman. The woman who was the cook came out because she's like, she said it. Now I'm just going to say it the way she said it. She looked and she said, man, I ain't never seen a white boy eat my food like you do, man. You ain't even stopping to breathe. I said, yes, ma'am. I said, it's that good.
when you get a compliment from the chef, you know you hit the jackpot on that one.
All right, but we got, man, I'm telling you, the questions are coming hot and heavy. So, Alex Cloninger, oh boy, here we go.
Oh, Alex Ruler, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, CDAWG, who is your favorite opponent and why?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm going to. So my favorite opponent, my number one favorite opponent, because when I first when I first faced him and I first had a match, it was the very first time I had ever blown up during a match. And it was after that match when I realized that I had become complacent in my wrestling and I wasn't doing anything to better myself and to push myself forward. So my number one favorite opponent out of six is Murder One.
Okay. I got you. Now, this man sent me, I think, half of his wrestling profile, and I couldn't put all the wrestling matches up here. But we're going to watch this man right over here wrestle in a few minutes, guys. I'm going to play a short commercial here in a few minutes and then get everything ready. And right after that commercial, we're going to watch CDAWG Collins wrestle. But we're going to get through some of these questions first, man. And that was a great question, Alex. Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate it, Ruler.
Jamie wants to know, and this can be pro or indie. Who's your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling?
So, so my Mount Rushmore, and I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna go through indie first.
Oh, so you're gonna do 2? Okay, I got you.
So my Mount Rushmore, like I said, my favorite 4: Murder One, William Huckabee, Grizz, and my fourth one, that's kind of hard because it's where I have met some great young talent when it comes to when it comes to this business. And like I said, I've met young talent, I've met vets, and I know I'm leaving out a bunch of people, but I'm gonna try to mention them as we go.
Right.
But when it comes to the fourth person, because it's where I always try to think about the younger talent that basically that are going to continue the journey after I hang everything up. And he is just one of them. He is just
Right.
one of them. There's a
Right.
bunch of them. But Aaron Black actually, and I actually sent you a highlight video he did of a match that me and him did, and that was
Now I've got a
actually
big question for you after that, brother. You said you're gonna go to your professional after this, right? Do for a professional. I have
yeah.
to ask, why wasn't G Smooth on your Mount Rushmore, bro?
So the
I'm
reason,
gonna put you on the spot,
and
man.
he knows why, and he knows why he's not on my Mount Rushmore because that's first of all that's family.
Right.
You hold family closer to your heart than anything else. And when it comes to G Smooth, we have been
He's slick, G Smooth. He's slick. He had this prepared. He's slick. I ain't gonna lie to you. This man's slick, boy. Look at him. I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing with you. We're going to talk about G Smooth here in just a minute because we're going to talk about, one of my questions is going to be about singles or tag teams. And I know you've been in
right.
some tag teams, so we're going to get into that. But G Smooth had a really good question. That's why I had to ask the question the way I did. He said, what wrestler influenced you the most to become of the pro wrestling business?
So again, two-part answer. So the wrestlers that influenced me the most, and I tell people this all the time because it's where that during the time that I had actually been able to watch wrestling again, I hadn't watched it for like 5 years,
Right.
and when my dad told me and my brother that we were going to be getting cable again. So when we actually had it, and it was a Monday, when we turned to the USA Network, and it was literally in the middle of happening as soon as we turned it to the USA Network, I see this bald-headed white guy kick who I assumed at the time was a ring announcer in the stomach. The guy, grabs his stomach. Next thing I know, he grabs him, stuns him. As the guy is falling, he flips him off, and then does the whole.
If you don't
So
know,
you already know who I'm talking about.
You're not a wrestling fan, but go ahead.
So if you don't know who I'm talking about by now, you clearly have not watched wrestling at all.
Right.
So when me and my brother first saw that, and that was our first experience for Stone Cold Steve Austin, and like I said, originally the last time I had watched wrestling, I assumed that Vince McMahon was a ring announcer. I didn't know.
Now, to be fair to Vince McMahon, back in those days, Vince was everything. He was a ring announcer. He would interview the guys. He was doing all kinds of things. So your asset, your aspect of he could have been a ring announcer. That is kind of true, but at that time he was being the owner, he
was coming
CEO, if you will.
From what when I the next day when I was talking to my friends at school and I was asking them, hey, and I told them I hadn't watched wrestling in 5 years. What did I miss? Why did Stone Cold hit Vince McMahon? And they all looked at me and they're like, okay, you're gonna have to sit down for this. And they literally had to break down 5 years of wrestling that I had missed.
Right.
By this
and
time,
the reason it was so popular because how many people that go to work every day didn't want to Stone Cold stun their boss? How many people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When I was in high school, we were either stunning people or we were telling people to suck it. We were doing one of them two things. And the second wrestler that influenced me, again, it was during a Monday Night Raw, and it was during It was during a match with Farouk Ron Simmons. I forget who he was facing, but next thing I know, in the middle of this match, when his opponent was getting ready to cheat, I see this guy jump the barricade in an all denim outfit. He jumps the barricade and like stops this guy from taking advantage of Farouk.
Right.
And then when Farouk gets up and realizes what happened, he shakes the guy's hand. Next thing I know, I see D'Lo Brown, Mark Henry, Godfather, and that's when the announcer says, "And this is Rocky Maivia." I was like, "Rocky Maivia? What?" But then he ended up shortening it to The Rock.
The Rock. Yep.
And it was all from there.
The nation
of domination.
Domination.
And if you notice the name of Nation of Domination, and then you have Nation of Devastation, that's why I ended up calling me and G Smooth Nation of Devastation, because I was a huge fan of Nation of Domination.
Brandon wants to know, since you were living in Georgia, he wants to know if you've ever been to an Atlanta Braves game.
No, I have not.
I don't think you're a huge baseball fan, are you?
Okay.
You can be honest.
Truth be told, I never really got into baseball. I know about some of the greats like Babe Ruth, and this one pitcher, I can't think of his name now, but literally had the fastest fastball in the business, and not the guy that played for the Diamondbacks. Nolan Ryan. There we go. Nolan Ryan.
Yes.
And then Ken Griffith Jr.,
Right.
Sammy, and Frank Thomas.
Right.
Yep. And now, see, when I really got into baseball is when it was the home run hunt between Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire.
Yes.
And up until, I want to say, like some years ago, I actually had the newspaper article of when Mark McGwire had basically broken the home run record. I had that.
Yeah.
I had that in the Ledger Enquirer for Columbus, Georgia.
Miss Melanie said they remembered him all right. Ask him about the hair flip.
Okay.
Told you we're gonna get the dirt. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get the dirt.
Okay, no, so there's a reason why she says this, because there was a wrestler. I will not name him because there have been more than one instances where this guy has rubbed me the wrong way. And I only give you so many chances, and this is my personal life and my wrestling life.
I got you.
So one day when I was in a very foul mood, and the promoter at the time was trying to talk to me and everything like that, and when he was kind of trying to reprimand me and kind of like belittle me to a degree, because I was barely 6 months in the business, and I was already traveling. I was already traveling to different promotions, given it was only one promotion at the time. And we'll talk about Whitesburg, Georgia. But he tried to reprimand me about traveling, and I got an attitude with him about it. I was like, "Look, I'm an independent wrestler. I didn't sign a contract with you to only wrestle at your promotion. If I want to better myself, if I want to get better, I have to travel." Right. And it was at that time that this said wrestler said, "Well, I don't even understand why you're doing that, because you're nothing more than a shoulder roll and a hair flip." And when he said it,
he basically called you a jobber.
Yeah, he basically did. And when he said it, and I looked at him, and at this time, and I never went to these meetings by myself because I never knew how I was gonna be uh, during these meetings, because already there was one particular meeting where I literally had to choose between staying with this promotion or leaving the promotion with the guys that allowed me to have my very first match. Um
Was there a
and
stipulation put out, or did they do
no,
the famous? Well, if you wrestle for them, you can't wrestle for us.
I did run into something like that,
Okay.
not in a great way. Um, but when this situation happened, I had already talked to the guys, and I told them, like, look, if you guys leave, I mean, I'll leave with you. And they had told me, no, you're just getting your foot in the door, stick with it. There's a
Right.
reason why we believed in you and everything like that. And
Right.
this is Michael Stoneback and Patrick Johansson, um, and Patrick Edwards. That was my second trainer. Um, and when, like I said, when this particular wrestler basically called me nothing more than a shoulder roll and a hair flip, I looked at him, and I guess, again, another moment where I don't really remember a lot after that, but me and Mel had basically been together long enough. She knew my tells, and she knew at that moment when I got eerily quiet, and when I didn't say anything, and apparently the promoter and his wife were trying to say
You
something.
call her Mel. I'm going to call her Miss Melanie because I'm going to be as respectful as I can. Miss
I
Melanie
understand.
still got some more questions to ask on here, but as you guys can see, I'm fidgeting in my chair. My back's giving me a little bit of trouble. We're going to go through some more of these comments. We're going to get through these comments all the way down to the bottom, and then I'm going to take a quick commercial so I can stretch my back. And when we come back from that commercial, we're going to watch CDAWG Collins wrestle, and we're going to talk about the rest of the match as that rest of the match is going on. I haven't done this in a while, so there may be a few hiccups. So, we're live, folks. Remember, we are live.
Oh, yeah.
But let's go through this real quick. You got Melanie said everyone started to look for me.
Yeah, yep. When, like I said,
Alex, that reminds me of the question I used to ask. Who is your favorite unbookable and why is it Eric Anton? Now, you saw in GIW, I started to bring the unbookables in before all that stuff happened with my PS5. And
right.
Missy Childers in the house. One of my favorite fans of the show, man. I love this whole family. Missy, I'm glad you're watching tonight. She said Eric Anton is everyone's favorite unbookable. I think I might make him for 2K25 and send him your way. He was a good guy too.
Okay.
Brandon said I've got family in Charlotte. Most of my family lives in Charlotte. I like visiting there every chance I get. Brandon said I was going to say Boomer. You know Boomer Payne. You saw him on GIW. That was the leader.
Right.
Crystal Hudson said, "What's up? New Millennium Championship Wrestling is in the house." So
Nice.
there you go, man. The owner and promoter. She's a great woman. She's watching. Thank you very much. Love that girl to death. Now, Melanie, here goes one of them good questions, man. What is your signature move, CDAWG?
My signature move will change depending on my opponent, but one of my favorite signature moves is I call it the wishbone drop, and the reason why I call it that is because after it's where I've either clotheslined or knocked the wrestler down, I'll lift their legs up. I'll have both their legs. I'll have both their feet in my hands. G knows this move because I have given him this move.
Right.
So, like I said, I have their feet in my hands, and I look to the crowd, and either side of the ring that has the loudest uh, number of crowds, I will jump up. As I'm jumping up, I let their legs go, and both my legs land between their legs.
Aha, I got you. I got you. I know that move very well. Seen it many
And
times. So
and every time I do it, I roll backwards, and I make some kind of comment like, "Oh my God, the insanity of it all," or something like that, because basically I've dropped my feet, between the guy's legs, so he's not feeling very great right now.
there you go. Missy Childers said that New Millennium Championship Wrestling is based out of Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Yes, they are. Very
Okay,
good company. Very good
I know what
company.
Kings Mountain is. Yeah.
Um, Alex said NOD is at the top of the tower above the Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Wow. Thanks,
And
Alex.
D Smooth said, "Oh, he'll be hearing from me." I don't know who he's talking about, but that's in capital letters, folks. I think that's when you didn't put him on the Mount Rushmore. I think that's what he's talking about. Oh God, that's great. I love it. Jeremy said, "First, I want to thank Matt for all the advice he'd given me starting my own pro wrestling journey. So, in that vein, what would be your best advice for someone starting out or thinking of starting out?"
So, and the same advice I told Jeremy, if you are able to find a wrestling school uh, to be a part of, and the most reputable ones aren't going to be free. And I told Jeremy that from the jump. It's where it's going to cost a pretty penny uh, for the better wrestling school. Um, Besides listening to everything your trainers tell you, that first time you set foot in that ring, before you do anything else to get into that ring, stop on the side of that ring, wipe your feet, and then get into the ring.
Thank you. Thank you. There are so many wrestlers that don't do that anymore. And I'm not saying all. I just said there are some that just, and I understand there are situations like if it's in the middle of a match and you're doing a run in and you slide in, I get it. But if
That's
you
different.
are in a one-on-one and both of you have your entrances, there is no reason why you can't wipe your feet before you get in the ring. It's just respect, y'all. It's just plain. And I'm a fan, and I get upset when I don't see a wrestler do that. I really
That
do.
that was actually when I first got into it. That was actually one of my first questions, because one of the wrestlers that I watched a lot when it was during the Attitude Era, and everything like that.
Right.
One of the wrestlers I watched a lot was William Regal, and I had asked the question, why is it anytime he does his entrance, he wipes his feet before he goes into the ring? What's the deal with that?
Wow.
And someone had told me, I can't even remember who. He had told me that that's their way. That's his way of paying respect to not only the wrestlers that have to wrestle after him, but that's his way of basically cleaning his feet off before he gets into the ring.
Well, as you can see, I'm fidgeting really bad, so I'm going to hit a commercial, and then
All
when we
right.
get back, we're going to be set up to watch CDAWG Collins wrestle. But before we do that, Melanie's got another question that I'm going to pop up before we start watching the match, though, and it's going to be a good one, and I definitely want to hear his answer. So we're going to hit this commercial for Retro Toys and Collectibles, and we'll be right back, and we'll be ready to watch CDAWG Collins wrestle, and he can tell us all about the match.
This is 4 Foot Batman. And 4-Foot Batman knows the home of great collectibles at awesome prices. Retro toys and collectibles, movie memorabilia, Magic the Gathering cards, wrestling figures, Hot Wheels, the always popular Funko Pops, and much, much more. He knows the Hall of Collectibles is located in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina, at 400 East Main Street. Give them a call today, 980-989-5181. Retro Toys and Collectibles, the heavyweight champion in collecting.
Uh-oh, what did we lose here? All right, there we go. CDAWG Collins is not in the building right now, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this, guys. Retro Toys and Collectibles in Cherryville, if you collect anything, and I do mean anything, from cards to whatever, go check out Retro Toys and Collectibles. You will not be disappointed because I'm telling you, go in and tell Cotton, the owner, that hashtag True sent you, and you will definitely love their collection. I mean, like I said, if Cotton doesn't have it, Cotton will definitely get it for you, or he'll send you in the right direction to go get it. And I'm talking games, collectibles, virtually anything, man. Go in there and tell them hashtag True sent you, and they will set you right up. Now, sir, we're about to watch you wrestle right here, but your beautiful wife had one more question, and I want to put that up here first before we watch this. She said he can answer this later if he wants. Do your children love to watch you wrestle? And has any one of them tried to set a match for you?
Okay. So before my older kids got to watch me wrestle, and much love to Angel and Aaliyah. But when I had my second match, and it was actually bittersweet because my second match of my career was on my brother's birthday that year, May 11th, 2012.
Okay.
No, May 11th, 2011. So it was after I had just got finished wrestling Devastation Ice, and this was a match that my dad actually came to. Apparently before I was helped to the ring, helped out of the ring and everything like that, apparently at some point, my 2-year EJ was 2 at the time.
Okay.
2 years old. And he was kind of he was kind of just now finding his voice and everything like that. But apparently that night, my son not only found his voice, but my son also said that you will be facing my daddy again because you cheated during that match and you are gonna have a rematch. So
I love that. I love that story, brother. That is now you're gonna have to set us up with who you are wrestling. And I gotta ask this because have you wrestled? Missy wants to know, have you wrestled in the Carolinas real quick?
No, I want to because that's where like I said earlier, I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. I would love to wrestle in the Carolinas, but I haven't wrestled in 4 years due to health, some health issues that I had. And I was actually cleared in 2022, and I was barely getting back into the gym mid 2022, 2023. And I had took when I got cleared, it just so happened it was like a week before a wrestling show with GEW, Georgia Elite Wrestling, and I do when it's been promotions that have allowed me to wrestle for them. You know, I try to get there early and try to help chip in, help set up any way I can.
Right.
I had helped set up the ring and everything like that, and I had asked them. I was like, "Hey, you mind if I take some bumps?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. You know, we got to see how everything is, see if the ropes are snug and everything like that." So I'm running the ropes and I'm getting my stride, and when I go to take that first bump, I hit, and my body said, "What in the world are you doing?"
Your body instantaneously rejected you, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yes, my body said no. I said yes. So I get up slowly. I I run the ropes again, take another bump. My body's like, "You gonna learn eventually." So again, I go to get up. It's taking me longer to get up. So I run the ropes again, and by this time, this is my third bump. I take the bump, and that is when I decided to mentally listen to my body. At at that point, apparently I was laying down there a bit long.
Okay.
Again, my son, uh, he goes, "Dad, are you okay?" I said, "Son, no, I am not."
I'm glad you were honest. I'm glad you were honest
Yeah.
with yourself too, man. That's
I,
really good.
when it comes to my kids, I do my best to try to be as honest as possible with them. Uh, I gradually helped myself out of the ring. Um, and when after the show was over and we went back home, I went to take my shirt off, and my wife Mel, she went, "Oh my God!" She was like, I was like, "What?" She was like, "Well, so you really want to know?" I was like, "You might as well tell me because you done said it. You already done said something about it." And
Right.
she was like, "Oh, the entire right side of your back is swollen." I was like, "I am not surprised because on the way back home, that side of my body was very hot, and I was finding it very hard to get comfortable in the car seat,
Wow.
in the seat of the
That
car."
is.
So
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that because I would really love to see you one more time get in the ring. I would love to see one more time you and G Smooth come to the ring together and do a tag team match, man. That since we've been talking, since us three have been talking, man, I would really love. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Um, I've got OCWA. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you and me both. But when and one of the things, because I'm a firm believer in being at your best before you set foot
Right.
in anybody's ring.
Well,
I
any
have
professional athlete, if you come in and I understand, people saying back in the day,
yeah,
you tough through your stuff, but wrestling is a different
completely different. Yes,
it's a different thing altogether. Now wrestling, now the really big contact sports like wrestling, football, hockey, if your body's telling you no, you better keep it at no, or bad things are gonna happen.
yeah,
Really bad things are going to happen.
yeah.
And we're talking life ending injuries are going to happen.
I am
Uh,
I am very much for the taking care of not only myself but also taking care of my opponent when it comes
right,
to that ring.
exactly. And Brandon Ledford wants to know: are you a baby face or heel? Which do you prefer?
Um, so So when I was first starting out, I was forced to be a babyface, and I hated it because I'm not a very interactive I wasn't a very interactive person. I don't really like putting myself out there, but I was forced to be a baby face, and I had to shake the hands, kiss the babies, all this other stuff. Um, when I had finally made it, when I had started traveling, like I said, when I got to Whitesburg, I told them I was pretty much straight up with them. I basically told them, look, I'm fresh in the ring. I've only been wrestling for so many months, and I'm a baby face in Columbus. I mean, if I have to be a baby face here, then so be it. And they're like, well, I mean, you're already a baby face. You want to try to be a heel? I was like, for the love of God, yes, I do. um,
some
but
people are just better being a heel. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just to give you I'm trying to think of a really good example of somebody. MJF as a baby face. I just can't see MJF loving on people for real. I just can't.
the few times I've seen highlights of his stuff, yeah, he is definitely milking the heel role, and
Yeah,
I can tell that he loves being a heel.
right. And Alex said 3. Sky Larson, there's a 4th person you're leaving out. Okay, all of NOD. How's that? Will that clear up the whole thing, Alex? Okay, all of NOD. All right, let's just get it over. But let's go ahead and start watching this match right over here, sir. Tell us who
All right.
you're fighting, where you're at. Give us a little intro into the match.
Okay. So this match is my second match with Murder One. It's a part of Southern Extreme Championship Wrestling at the Duke Mix Arena and on Main Street in Whitesburg, Georgia. I was currently the heavyweight champion at that time, and like I said, this is the second match I had with Murder One. Was on the line. This is Murder One coming out now, and he has his security with him, still security. Which little fun fact: I started doing more traveling, and I had the honor of wrestling in Atlanta, Georgia, at Murder One's promotion, AWE. Um, I was a part of Cold Hard Security, and Cody, the redheaded guy, was the main guy of Cold Hard Security, and I was basically one of the backup security guys, and I had a lot of fun. I gotta send you the picture, the promo picture that all 3 of us took. All right, and
Missy said Chris Thunder Anderson liked being mean better also when you were talking about being a heel. And I'm going to say it every time this man's name comes up, man. We miss you, Chris. We love you, man.
I hate the fact that I never got a chance to actually meet Chris Thunder Anderson, but may he rest in peace. I heard nothing but great things about him.
He was a great man. I talked to him for hours about wrestling and his family, and it's just boy, you guys started off quick. Here we go.
Yeah,
he comes right at you when you come out, boy. He's got you on a merch table bent over.
Yep. When we were talking about everything, and this is actually, like I said, this is the second match I had with Murder One. I was doing a lot of cardio leading up to this because I did not want to have the same situation that I had in our first match. And this was actually when I was actually getting more comfortable calling stuff in the ring.
Right.
And there goes those hair flips. This was before the conversation of I was nothing more than a hair flip, but it's where I was cutting down on them, and I had actually cut length off from my hair because there was an instant where somebody had stepped on my hair and pulled on my hand. Oh, that back elbow! Let me tell you.
Now I
somebody
see a
had
chair coming in. Was this a no disqualification?
yeah, no time, no disqualification.
Okay.
And like I said, I wasn't comfortable calling stuff in the ring, but I was getting to that point. So Murder had to talk me through the entire match. So this is one of
Stand
the times
on
where
the chair. I love it. I love it.
this is actually the first time I had actually did that to somebody, and I appreciated him allowing me to do that.
Now I can. My question. I'm going to ask you, even though we can pretty much see. What is your? If you had to describe your style of wrestling, what would you say?
I'd say my style is a combination of technical and brawler.
Okay,
I
that's right.
had
I'm seeing brawler.
I loved a lot of the spot and wrestling type matches,
Right.
the reversals.
Now, the one thing that I like that I see that both of you guys are doing, you and Murder One in this match is, and for you being as new as you say you are selling really well in this match. I'm watching you, and you're taking every one of these hits, and it looks like he's really pounding you down.
Well, like I said, I was I want to say I was about a year and a half, 2 years in by the time we had this second match, and I have always made it a point to send people matches. One of the
You got something going on with your Matthew. I want to tell you right now, you got something going on with your headset. You're doing You're not doing the robot, but you're kind of going in and out. So we're getting like a word, no word, and it's kind of confusing. So
all right, hang on a second, because
if we lose you, you know how to get back in. If we lose you, you know how to get back in. Melanie said, I have learned it's a family trait. His son loves to sell his actions too. I love that. Thank you, Melanie. I'm enjoying Melanie almost as much as I'm enjoying you, Matthew. I'm telling you, she's got it. She's got it going on. She knows, man. She knows some secrets. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, well, actually, she has some wrestling experience too. She's been a manager and a ring announcer.
Now I've got to ask: is this pre NOD or is this after NOD?
This is actually pre NOD.
Okay.
And actually, when me and G first tagged together, we actually did not have a name for our tag team.
Right.
When we first started tagging together, we actually had, I want to say we had about 2 or 3 tag matches before we actually, settled on NOD. And then it wasn't until our second NOD that we actually had merchandise for NOD.
Uh-oh, he's setting up a chair. He's propping up a chair. Oh, something evil's about to happen, or he's setting it up.
Very evil. So like I said, I can't be more thankful for Murder One, because it was where I tried a bunch of new things when it came to him, and this particular move with a chair. This is actually the first time I took chair shots.
Jamie said, "Oh, you want secrets, Tree Fitty? I will tell all."
Not those kind of secrets, Jamie. Oh, God. That's hard to watch the second time.
Oh my goodness, this is great. I love that. I love that. Now this is getting serious. Now I've got to ask: do you miss the dreads, man? Do you miss the long hair?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because I had them for so long, and because I had basically
It's not
had
dread. I don't know why I said dreads. Curls. I meant curls.
no, they're dreads.
Oh,
You
they're
had it right.
dreads. Okay, so I
Yeah,
was right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
they're dreads. Um,
Oh, there you
and
go. G Smooth just popped up and said Murder One is who brought him into the business. So there you go.
yeah,
There's
yeah. Um, and actually before I actually even had any matches with Murder One, I had met him at I met him at a show in Tallapoosa, Georgia. Uh,
okay.
the promotion that I was a part of in Whitesburg when they changed the name to Hard Times Championship Wrestling. They started.
Oh, spear. Nice spear. And look at that cell. I love it. Oh, near fall. Near fall. Uh-oh.
Um, I had actually when before I actually settled on another type of finisher, I was doing I was doing the spear because that was something I was comfortable with because
Right.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do something that I felt I wasn't comfortable with, and then plus I didn't want to I didn't want to hurt somebody.
Right. And you'd be shocked at how many people don't think like that. They just want to do a really cool move. And oh my goodness, right down on his face.
My second,
That hurt.
yeah, that's actually my second finish. I call it the bone
Uh-oh,
drop.
here comes security. They're coming in to mess with you. No
Yep, that's totally.
disqualification. Oh, you laying in those forearms, boy. I like that.
I actually prefer forearms versus trying. I don't ever. I can never really sell a good looking punch, but I can definitely sell a forearm.
Uh-oh. Murder One's got the chair. You're going to turn. Oh, right into it. Good night.
Yep. And like
There
I
it is.
barely got my hands up. Given a lot of people don't like it, but I have a pretty face and I don't want to ruin it.
That was a good match, man. I like wrestlers who know who they are, the ground and pound, the brawlers, and they stick to that. I it still shocks me today. I understand why they do it, but I still don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
I don't like watching big men get up on the top rope and jump off the top rope, and it's okay. There are spots for it, but the WWE has gotten to where every big man is climbing the ropes and jumping off the top ropes, and it's like, come on, man.
I don't like it. I'm a lot like you. I like it when the spot calls for it,
Yeah,
and I like it when it's one of those rarity type things. Yeah, like you said. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I never expected a guy like Jacob Fatu to do a perfect moonsault. When I saw him do it, I was like, "Whoa, okay." And I know, I know he got that move from a TNA guy, and I can't remember his name. Chris something, right?
Yeah.
But also Tiffany Stratton does it too.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one thing that is kind of it's cool about wrestling, but then it gets kind of monotonous after a while. There's some wrestlers in the WWE that when it comes to a certain point in a match, you can name off, okay, he's going to do this. He or she is going to do this. He or she's going to do this next. He or she's going to do this next. Here comes their signature move. Oh, here comes the finisher. You can see it coming from a mile. If you watch wrestling at all, you can see it from a mile away. And the monotony is just too real.
I had actually got to that, but I had gotten to that point with one particular wrestler because we had wrestled each other so many times and we were so comfortable with each other. Given people were like, oh well, they're getting ready to do the take home, whatever.
Right.
But see, the thing was, it was like we knew we were gonna do it, but each time we did it, it's where we wanted to make it even bigger each time. And this is Frankie Lane, Frankie Playboy. I can't remember. I don't want to mess up his last name, but
right.
Playboy. Anytime we did the rest spot, we do like the double clothesline, and we had gotten to a point where when we did it, there was a way we did it. We'd actually hold on to each other and spin in the air and then land.
Right.
But
right.
we would land so perfectly to where we each landed away from each other and we never actually landed on top of each other. And people, there were times people were actually waiting for us to kind of have that mess up. But like I said, because we were so comfortable with each other and we had wrestled each other so many times, when it was time to do that spot, we always wanted to.
Uh-oh, your mic's going out again. Yep, it just muted. It says your mic isn't connected. Somehow your mic got disconnected or something. It says it's not connected. You're totally muted. I can't even unmute it on my side. Try it again. Say something. I think I can hear you.
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you again. All right.
All right.
As you guys can see my back, I'm fidgeting really bad. There's so much more to say. We're going to have you back for a part 2, Matthew. But I want to go through these 4 other pictures that we got loaded up real quick before we get off.
All right.
And I want to hear the stories behind these 4. First of all, this is like a mirage of a collage of all your looks through the years, man.
Yeah,
I love that you know, just little subtle changes, especially your hair and you know, CDAWG Collins. Has that been your name through your whole wrestling career?
Yes, I've changed it. I've only changed it one other time. And as far as those photos, big props to Heather Harmon Photography and Harold J. Taylor.
Right.
They have always taken great photos of me. I've always loved either their promo pics of me or their action shots of me. And actually, when one of those pictures, I wasn't very comfortable taking pictures of myself without some type of T-shirt or jersey on. But again, this was advice from Murder One. He told me for me to be taken more seriously as a wrestler, I had to get away from wearing like jerseys and stuff like that. Not only in my matches, but also in my promo pics. So that's why that second picture, those 2 other pictures Heather took it to me, I didn't have a jersey on. I actually ended up signing them and giving them away to a fan.
We're going to do 2 more pictures. I'm going to save 1 picture for the next show. The match that never was, we're going to save that for the next show. We're going to save that for the next show. But
sounds good.
We're going to do this one now. NOD then, NOD now. Explain, brother.
Okay, so NOD then, that's when we were first starting out. The guy in the middle, that is James Morris. He was our manager for the longest
Okay.
And when we came back, and this was actually a whole thing. And actually, if you notice, G actually lost a lot of weight. You look at the
Right.
top picture and then you look at the bottom picture, he was a
Right.
lot healthier and everything like that. The now picture, just uh, we had just got NOD back together again after this is when I started doing my own storyline. The promoter at that particular promotion in Whitesburg, when I had asked, "Hey, I have an idea for a storyline. Is it okay if I use it?" And they were like, "Hey, you did this for this long, have at it." And I had
Now,
literally,
I've got a question I've got to ask before we move on to this last picture because my back, as you guys can see, I'm struggling, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. The bottom picture.
Mhm.
I want to sing the Sesame Street song. One of these things just doesn't belong here, and you can see it because if you just realize it, folks, they're wearing each other's T-shirt.
Yes.
They're not wearing their T-shirt; they're wearing their partner's T-shirt.
Yes.
How did that come about?
One of the things that me and G, as we became family, and we, one of the things that we both love about the business is the brotherhood, and we wanted to make our own legacy when it came to us, not only supporting each other but also supporting other wrestlers. And one of the things that it was actually G's idea. He was like, "Hey, I want to wear your shirt." I was like, "Well, if you're gonna wear your shirt in the picture, I'm gonna wear yours." So, and that's where that came about.
That's cool. I love that. All right. Here's the only name drop picture that I saw, and you got to tell me the story behind this because that is Mr. AJ Styles in the picture with you, sir. How did that happen?
That is not only is that AJ Styles, that is also Chip Day, another great wrestler. I have the honor and privilege of meeting because of Murder One, and I learned a lot from him as well. So this is one of this is the blow off show in Tallapoosa, and one of the guys that was in charge of booking said, "Hey, I can get AJ Styles," and I'm not gonna lie to you, every single one of us, we knew who AJ Styles was, and this is when he left TNA and he went on the indie run. So when he tells us, "Oh, I can get AJ Styles," every single one of us did not believe him. None of us believed him. So when the flyers started going out, I'm like, okay, I'll start sharing the flyers and everything like that. So day of the show, lo and behold, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, is there. And I told my wife flat out, I am not leaving this building until I have a picture with AJ Styles. And I was able to get one, not only one with him, but also one with Chip. And before the picture was taken, hence why you see me smiling, because I was literally laughing as the photo was taken. Literally, when the person taking the photo with my phone, before the picture gets taken, AJ goes backwards Oreo, and I literally have that smile on my face, and then I bust out laughing after it was taken, and I tell him thank you so much, and I appreciate everything you have done for this business. And that is just one of many pictures that I have had the opportunity of taking with uh, awesome wrestlers that I have met throughout my career.
So cool. That is so cool. CDAWG, it has been such a pleasure to have you on hashtag tonight. We are definitely going to do a part 2. And I have a small request. I would love to have you and G Smooth on at the same time to talk about NOD and the times you guys had together. You think we can try to pull that off?
If G agrees to it, I actually want that to be the part 2. I would love that for not only a part 2 for him, because I know you said you want to do a part 2 with him, but I would love that for a part 2 for both of us. Because
I'm pretty sure he would agree with it, man. And I'm definitely gonna ask him. But man, I'm telling you, my back is I'm about to fall over in this chair, and you don't want this to happen. It's happened a few times during this show, but
no worries, brother.
Go up and get over here in this bed and put some icy hot on my back and stuff. But it has been a pleasure having you on. I love the story.
Thank you for having me, brother. Thank you.
And we're definitely gonna have a part 2. I was supposed to reduce my show to a half an hour. I promised my doctors and my wife I'd do a half an hour. We're about to hit an hour and 30 minutes, brother. So you were telling good stories, and I was having a good. I knew this was going to happen. That's why I popped the popcorn. That's why I had 3-4 drinks over here. I was ready to go, and I appreciated every moment of this. Melanie, man, thank you for asking the questions, because I know you know all the behind the scenes stuff, and I appreciate you coming on and doing all that. And brother, if you guys don't know, go check out Matthew Collins on his page. Go check out CDAWG's page, and go check out our Wrestling 2K25 page that we both. I'm a sponsor now. But he does OCWA. Go check it out on Facebook, and then it'll explain to you how to get to Twitch to watch the shows. There's a bunch of indie wrestlers on there. I play the Brain on there for those of you who know that I'm the Brain. And we have a great time on there, and it is such a pleasure. I forgot to bring a picture, man. I wish I could have.
We'll do that. We'll do that on a part 2. We'll have.
We appreciate it. Brandon said popcorn. Yeah, I brought popcorn, man. I'm having a good time. But man, thank you very much. I am going to get out of here so I can hit this bed over here, man. It's getting past my bedtime. Us old folks, we go to bed early around here.
Yeah, tell me about it. Thank you, brother, for having me. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody that tuned in.
Part 2. So, G, if you're out there still watching, or if you come back and watch the end of this, we want to have NOD as part 2, without a doubt. So hit me up and let me know, man, and we'll make that happen. I love you guys. And guys, I'm going to put it to you like this, man. CDAWG Collins, he's been there. He's done that. He's a really straight up guy. I love him to death. We've been friends now for, 6-7 months. We talk every day almost. It's just a great wrestling guy. You can see that you sit down and talk with him. He reminds me a lot of my a lot of my good friend Chris Thunder Anderson. It's easy to get CDAWG talking about wrestling. It's hard to get him to shut up about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just being honest.
Because
there you go. G Smooth said, I'm agreeing to it. So part 2 will be NOD. There you go. Thank you very much, Greg. All right, guys, we're out of here. So, CDAWG, go check out his page. Go check out his wrestling matches on YouTube. And, man, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. And that is the hashtag truth. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Hashtag Truth Podcast. Hashtag Truth. Speaking truth. Yeah, we'll never back down. Hashtag Truth. Shining light on the underground. Hashtag Truth. Uncovering what they don't want to know. Hashtag Truth.